97underground.com.
Hey folks, Michael Spedden here, host of The Back of the Rack on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide, and welcome to the 97 Underground Michael Spedden interview page, where we feature interviews with all the best local and national acts. Remember folks, The Back of the Rack on 97underground.com can be heard every Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m. Download the free app and listen anytime, anywhere. And enjoy our interviews, folks. Remember, shop small and support local homegrown original music. Now, on with the interview. Hey folks, Michael Spedden here, host of The Back of the Rack here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. Today, we have comedian James Finn stopping by to talk a little bit about comedy. He has got a show coming up on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, a whole series of shows that are starting out there called LOL Limited. The first show is September 25th, and you can get tickets for that on WMSR.com. Also, he has the Church of Satire Comedy Club in Hanover, Pennsylvania. He has a show called the Confessional that he does out there on a regular basis. churchofsatirecomedyclub.com. We'll get you more information on that. And Harford Comedy Festival, the Harford County Comedy Festival, is going to be coming up after the first of the year. And he's going to talk about that. They're going to start taking submissions for that festival starting in November. So links to all these things will be in the show notes. So enjoy our interview with James Finn. And welcome back to The Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. And today, our guest is James Finn. James is a stand-up comic. He has been doing a lot of great things in the area lately in this region. Was a big part of the Harford County Comedy Festival last year. Also does a lot of shows on a regular basis. The Confessional, which is, I think I'm butchering the name right now, but James will tell us about that. And a big thing, a new big feature that's going to be on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad that he's going to tell us about today too. So always lots of great things going on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad. So, James, great to have you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, Michael.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, the good news is, you've been performing with me for a while now. This will coming up on your second season, I believe. You did Polar Express with us, the Foul Players of Perryville, and you've been doing murder mysteries. Right. Knocking them out of the park, folks. This guy's hilarious.
Thank you so much.
Doing a great job. And through the connection that you got from doing Polar Express last year, you got to meet the management of the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, and you were able to put together a series of comedy shows that's going to be happening starting next month. So tell us about it.
That's right. It's the LOL Limited. It's basically the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad is going to become a comedy club on wheels. We have two different lounge cars that are set up. Each one's going to have two assigned comedians doing about a 40-minute comedy show. Mm-hmm. And then once it gets up to, it leaves from Cumberland, goes up to Frostburg. Once it gets up there, we just kind of do a whole switcheroo, and the audiences switch and they get a 40-minute comedy show on the way back. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've gathered some of my favorite comedians from the Mid-Atlantic, Central Pennsylvania, Eastern Shore. Everybody's feature headliner at clubs in the region, and I can't wait to fill up those lounge cars and have a great time.
Oh, great. I think it's going to be a good fit. And, the train has been doing all kinds of great things out there for everybody, for everybody, all kinds of shows, all kinds of entertainment. They've got into music. They have themed nights where different, adult beverage companies come in. They've had things for the children during the day, the pumpkin trains in the fall, the ice cream trains in the summer, the pizza trains. Of course, the Polar Express, where you and I met last year.
That's right.
Of course, our murder mysteries, which have been going on now. God, this is, I started doing them in 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, under the old management, and I, took over that company at the end of 18. And so this will be, minus COVID, this will be 10 years,
That's phenomenal.
for us doing it out there. And we've had a couple of changes in administration on the train, but the current group that's been there since like maybe 20 or 21, right when COVID was over, they've just did a phenomenal job. They've really turned the train around out there. Tickets are being sold, events are happening, and they're great to work with too.
Yeah, super great to work with. Their marketing is great, and just the sheer variety of stuff. You know, every different type of thing, whether it's just a expedition on a steam train to,
Mm-hmm.
the ice cream or cigar nights, something for the kids, something for the adults. Comedy is going to be like exclusively for the adults. Please leave the kids at home. They won't have a good time. They won't understand half of the stuff we're talking about anyway. So
Oh yeah, well that's good. Yeah, they do have certain age limits on some of the shows. Like for example, the murder mysteries. We're is 21 and over. They're
yeah.
serving alcohol on the train, so I believe they have to have it that way. I mean, nothing in our murder mysteries is anything that's really, we're pretty much PG. I think you'd probably agree with that. Um,
Aside from, a little bit of blood stains here and there, like, it's like the content aside from the murder is pretty PG friendly. But the comedy club, that's going to be like some R-rated stuff. We're adults, we're grown people. We're going to be talking about some grown adult topics. So
sure, of course. But like I said, it is an adult. It is booked and it is marketed towards adults. So that's who your crowd is going to be for that. So
for sure.
wonderful. I'm very excited to see this happen, and like I said, I was glad I was able to have you with us last year and just happen to say, hey, when the operations manager or business operations manager, Nikki Shields, you had mentioned,
Yeah.
do you know any comedians? I said, look, you're looking at a couple of them right here. He's out there doing a hobo right now, but I'll have him come back in between shows and talk to you. And yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's
And
great.
just so you know, sometimes it's that connection leads to amazing things. So,
Hmm.
and I'm so excited for these two shows. We already started like moving some tickets for these. So,
Hmm.
if you're watching, if you're listening, like go to the website, wmsr.org, and snatch up tickets. It's two different shows. One's September 25th. The other one's October 23rd. It's four different comedians for each show. It's going to be different comics, except for me, but don't
Hmm.
worry because I'm going to put on a different show every time too. Uh, I'm so excited for this. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited for you, and I'm also excited for the train too. I mean, they're a great place to work. It's a great place to see a show, and like I said, I've been proud to have them be my top client, really, with murder mysteries and everything for the past 10 seasons, and they've been absolutely great out there. They also, they were voted. Allegheny Magazine voted them as the top tourist attraction in the Allegheny region for the past 3 years in a row. And that really tells you something, 'cause I can remember how it was when I first started out there. And, I think Wes Hines, the CEO, has really put together a dream team of people.
Yeah, they execute everything so well. It's an absolute, from front of the house, it's a great time for everybody. But behind the scenes, the stuff that, the clientele doesn't see, it's such a smooth operation run by great people. Like,
Mhm.
just as somebody who's participating in multiple facets of entertainment there, like they're such great partners, such good people.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. So remember, WMSR.com for tickets for this. LOL Limited on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad with featuring James Finn and his band of funnymen.
Yeah, it's what is it for the September show? I'm bringing along Kaylin Clemens, Chris Wolf, and David Grant. For the October show, I've got Army veteran Craig Paul, Chris Pierce, and Shauna Henry. They're all just phenomenal people, very easy to get along with. A little bit dirty, but that's comedy, baby.
Mhm. Right. So again, make sure you check it out, WMSR.com, and the link to the tickets and will be in the show notes of this episode. So this will be out there for people to see. You can just click on the link. You can find the date that you want and buy your tickets. Wonderful. So you've been up to a bunch of other things. I mean, you had just mentioned that you had such a busy summer this year. I've been keeping you a little busy, but
Yeah.
you've had your comedy confessional shows that you do in Pennsylvania. You want to tell us about those?
Yeah, so the confessional show, it's I do them almost exclusively at a comedy club in Hanover, Pennsylvania, Snacktown, USA, at a place called the Church of Satire. And I was sitting in an ice cream shop that the general manager owned called Scoops of Satire, obviously. And he's like, do you have any ideas for comedy shows? I'm like, well, this is a church. Why don't we have a confession booth? So that's kind of where the idea for that came along. So I sit on stage as a father figure, and comics just line up and just kind of confess their sins, their misgivings, their transgressions, their impure thoughts. And I just sit there giving counsel, usually drinking a bottle of Josh wine and just offering insight, levity, and usually afterwards as a true person in a confession booth would, giving them some kind of judgment or penance to execute in front of a crowd. So it's a little bit of stand-up comedy. It's a little bit of improv and a fair amount of public embarrassment. So it's
Well, that's great. That's great. That sounds like. And what was the name of the that comedy club again?
the Church of Satire Comedy Club.
Okay, that's the name of the venue, Church of Satire.
Yeah. Now, we did also get a chance to take the show on the road back in July. We took this to the Baltimore Tassel Festival. It's a new, like, mini fringe festival that's just a lot of like strange variety acts, focus on the weird, but focus on the funny, and getting a
Sure.
chance to like take it out of there and perform in a nice like theater. Like, it's a retrofitted firehouse. That's a theater now in Fells Point,
Hmm.
and just to be able to take that there and still kind of like deliver like the same vibes, that was a lot of fun too.
Hmm. Good, good, good. Well, that's awesome that you're able to bring that around and everything. I mean, that could be a road show for you there too.
Yeah, I'd love the chance to take that to other festivals, not other comedy clubs. If it's going to be a comedy club, it needs to have pews and a popcorn machine, and there's very
Of
few places
course,
you can get that outside of Hanover. So
priorities. That's the way it is. You're not being a prima donna either. It's kind of like Van Halen. We got to have
yeah,
pews and a popcorn machine.
no, I need to have only brown M&Ms in my dressing room. So
Right, right, right.
do that, or else I'm going to put all the furniture on the ceiling. You
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, wonderful, wonderful. You also, you're a busy guy that you are, and this was quite an accomplishment too. It's something, I unfortunately, a dummy waited to the last minute to get tickets. They were gone. Okay, smack me in the head next time. But the Harford County Comedy Festival, you
That's
had
right.
some
Yeah.
success with that this past year. It was, I believe, it was in February, wasn't it?
Yeah, this past February, it was me and another foul player, Ryan Lina.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of, we're in the green room of a comedy show in Harford County, and just, just having a conversation saying, like, the Harford County is producing a lot of great comics. There's a lot of great rooms. We should run a comedy festival. And
Hmm.
then, the next morning when we were sober, we still thought it was a great idea. So, you know, 3 or 4 months of hard work behind the scenes, accepting submissions from all across the country, securing 9 different venues for 10 different shows across 7 days. And um, we're able to, put on a very successful festival, high demand for tickets, a lot of sold out shows. And we're able to just bring in talent from all across the country to commingle and network and just bring laughs to a beautiful Harford County.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. And you did a great job with it too. I read about it. I spoke to you, and I spoke to a number of other people that attended it, and it was very well done. I mean, you put together a comedy festival like nobody else. I tell you.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
lot of work,
yeah.
but at the end, just being able to like watch the finished product, watch just specifically booking and like manicuring each lineup and just like watching them I almost felt like a wedding planner where I was
Hmm.
just, like able to see like, how these two people, this one guy from Chicago would interact this with this one comic from New York and just like watch everybody just get together and network and have a great time and share laughs and just warms my heart just thinking about it. I'm so excited for getting started that 6 months of planning next year.
Yeah, well, those things do take some planning. I tell you, I've
Yeah,
been, both, in my, entertainment life as well as outside. I've, been on the board and on the committee of putting together events, and it does take some planning and some time and some real teamwork. So,
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, I'm, glad that, that went well for you last year, and I'm hoping it goes well for you, in the upcoming year. You are not able to take submissions yet. You're going to announce the dates of the festival from what you told me in September.
Yeah,
Yeah,
early
right.
September, we're going to solidify the dates. We're
Hmm.
centered over sometime around March, maybe March bleeding into April. There's just, a lot of like we're moving it out of February just because there's too many holidays. Like if we'd have booked it the same week, we'd have had to compete with the Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl on the same day, and
Yeah.
just it's tricky.
Hmm.
And we also like we're able to kind of plan it in between like a huge winter weather event. So we figure like March, it'll be a little warmer,
Yeah.
get a little bit of like green spaces across beautiful Harford County, and
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
kind of make things a little bit easier for everybody. So,
Right.
but
Right.
yeah, September we'll start announcing the timeline for everything, start talking to sponsors, and probably open up submissions sometime in November. So.
Okay. November. Is there a website or an email address where people could send their press kits and submission materials?
Yeah, everything's on our website, harcocomedyfestival.com. We'll take
Okay.
you right to our website. You get to see some pictures, you get to see profiles from all the great comedians we had last year, and that'll just kind of be the hub for everything when announcements happen between that and the socials, Harco Comedy Festival on Facebook and Instagram and maybe TikTok if I decide to put anything else on my plate because
I know. I know.
that's what it takes, man.
Right. Right. Well, like I said, I hope it's successful again for you this year. We'll definitely, again, you're off to a good start. I mean, enough people know about it, and enough people, had a good time last year that I think you'll have a lot of repeat customers, as well as some new people once word gets around. I mean, the
Yeah, for
first
sure.
year.
We're hoping just kind of like expand our reach, bring back a lot of the great people that supported us last year.
Hmm.
Um and just with word of mouth, maybe procure like more venues or larger venues so we don't have to turn away people at the door.
Hmm.
You love having sold out on the sign, but you hate turning people away. It's a
Sure.
delicate balance. So
It is. It is. Now, if say if I owned a venue and I was interested in hosting one of the nights or having, could I reach you also at the Harford or HarcoComedyFestival.com website?
yeah, there's lots of clickables as far as like there is a section for sponsorship. So if you own a venue and you're interested in maybe hosting something, we can start those conversations now. That's not a problem. We
Right. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Well, great. Well, we'll be sure to put that word out as well through this interview. Those of you that run venues that are listening, HarcoComedyFestival.com and hit up my friend James here. So we've got about a minute and a half left, James. Do you have any other shows or anything that you'd like to plug in the time that we have left?
Outside of the stuff that we talked about, this Saturday I'm going to be performing as part of a showcase at Max's Tap House down in Fells Point. That starts at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I do a lot of stuff for Church of Satire over Labor Day weekend. Saturday, I'm going to be hosting a show at the Church of Satire for nationally touring comic Mike Kaplan. Very funny guy. He's got some stuff on Netflix and Comedy Central. And
Mm-hmm.
then that Sunday, I'm going to be at the Hanover Chili Cook-Off. heckling people as part of the dunk tank. So, if you've got a spaghetti arm, give us your $5. It goes to the Hanover Boosters Club that helps out people in need all throughout the year. So, was able to do that last year. Really excited to do that this year too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That reminds me of you may be too young to remember, but there was an absolutely obnoxiously horrible clown on the pier in Ocean City back in the 80s.
Oh,
And doing that same kind of thing, people would come up. He was in a dunking tank. And absolutely you ever hear the expression they could never make that movie today?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that was his commentary. So, well, James, thank you for joining us today. It was great to talk to you, and all of the links to Church of Satire, Harford County Comedy Festival, and your gig on the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad will be in the show notes. So, thanks for joining us, and folks, we'll be back right after these words. You're listening to the Back of the Rack, the Michael Spedden Show here on 97underground.com. Stick around. Our Mid-Atlantic Music Marathon will be next. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in and listening, and hope you enjoyed today's interview. Remember, the Back of the Rack is on every Monday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern, and our replay is every Wednesday morning from 2 to 4 a.m. Eastern Time on 97underground.com, Baltimore's Pure Rock Worldwide. You can download our free app and listen anytime, anywhere. Also, don't forget our YouTube channel. Hit the like and subscribe button and allow for notifications so you'll be the first to know whenever new episodes air. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Log on and crank it up. The station your mother warned you about. 97underground.com.